Welcome to Music NFT News. I'm your host, Marc Moglen. This is our A side of Music NFT News, where we interview thought leaders and innovators in the music, NFT, and Web3 space. Today, we're with Vince Smolders, the co-founder of Triptcip. Vince, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thanks. How are you?
Great. Thanks so much for joining.
No
So
worries,
tell me
man.
about Triptcip and what it's all about. Really cool product. So please give an intro about it.
Yeah, thanks first of all, and thanks for having me. Super cool what you're doing. I would love to tell more about the project. So you pronounce it correctly. A lot of people have issues with that. It's pronounced Triptcip. If you see the name, it's Triptcip. So and what is Triptcip? So basically, let me rewind a bit and talk to a little bit of history. So we initially wanted to build a blockchain music label, and we, meaning me and the other co-founder, Mike. He's the main developer that's behind all our tech and smart contracts and everything. So yeah, like I said, we wanted to build a blockchain music label, as we both have some history in music as well, electronic music specifically. And from there, we started building, growing our community, and deviated from just music to the more visual part. We started building out a software that is entirely browser-based, where basically music artists can upload their music to and start making music videos for their music. So it's all beat reactive, it's frequency reactive. And what this essentially is, it's not MP4, it's not an actual video, it's all code, it's all a bunch of shaders on top of each other that generate these visuals. So it's kind of like what you're seeing on the background here, but moving all accordingly to the music. So for us, how we see it, it's a great way for music artists to build an online presence for themselves without the need of a visual artist or a graphic artist or designers or anyone. So basically, it's a very low entry level for any music producer out there, or even visual artists that want to create and build this visual identity, whether online or offline, for them as a brand and for their music. So what we're talking about is album covers. It can be used as a live integration for DJ sets. You can mint it on our marketplace as an NFT. So the end result will be an audio-visual piece. So yeah, that's essentially what we've built. And along with that, we have a community that's using our product. This community is mainly music producers, some visual artists, some people that do code as well. Like I mentioned, it's all code. So we have, a bunch of different people involved in our community.
Yeah, I've seen the visuals and the audio, and it's just phenomenal. And you offer so many different sliders and customizations, and it seems like you're actually expanding on that as time goes on. Can you talk a little bit to the visual design and kind of what can the user do in terms of visuals? Because it seems like you have a lot of control about creating your own audio visualizations right there on the platform.
Yeah, definitely. So the software that we've built is called Void. So I'm just going to refer to it as Void from now on. So Void is this rendering machine, basically, that is very low entry level for, like I mentioned, people that have no experience with any graphic design or code or anything like that. So what we have is like, to start off with, for them, a huge library of presets that they can use for their music to just build these sequences. So it's two parts. One is the actual track, so where you have a waveform and you can divide, like, divide that into scenes. So every 8 bars, I want to have one scene that is playing. Then the next 8 or 16 bars, I want to have a different scene, so that you can adjust that to the way the music is playing as well, and enhance the storytelling behind that. Then the parameters, the more technical part, yeah, we have, I don't know, it's countless, like over 20 parameters that can be adjusted, with another, yeah, I don't know, up to like 10 to 20 sub parameters within those. And those are all fully automatable to the beat. There's animation possible, like curve animation, just like a music production. And yeah, that's our main aim, to have a product that works for everyone. You know, people can get so deep into it and so specific about it that they can start using all the parameters. And then on the other side is also, yeah, low entry level. People can make instant cool stuff with it without having to do much with it. And along with that, there's 3D object integration, where you take your 3D files and you throw them into Void. You have your those visuals projected on the actual object. You can make it rotate, that kind of stuff. There's image integration, video integration, and MIDI integration, so you can hook it up to your MIDI gear.
Wow. I mean, it's really a tinkerer's paradise. I mean, if you're trying to kind of make these amazing visuals right there, rendered in the browser, and just make these incredible visuals, and yet, you know, you can, you know, just get started and make something awesome without playing with too much either. So it's really this really entrancing audiovisual experience. And so walk us through the user journey. So a user can upload their own piece of music and then take it from there, basically?
Exactly. So yeah, one thing worth mentioning, we haven't got to that yet, is how we use NFTs, which is in my opinion, quite an interesting part. So there's two sides of our business, right? One side is the collaboration, so the curated part that we do with renowned artists. We've worked together with some big techno artists before that have dropped NFTs on our marketplace with us. So we had our team make the visuals for them. And then the other side is our own collection of NFTs that we launched called Objects. And each NFT within that collection acts as a software license to the software, to Void. So the customer journey starts there. I can try out the demo on the website if I'm intrigued, and if I see a use case for it, I can buy one of the object NFTs. Then that automatically gives me access through the wallet to the software, and I can start, exactly like you said, I can throw in my music or use a live input and just start playing around with these visuals and do whatever with it.
And then can the user, how would the user go about and mint an NFT and then sell the NFT?
This is all integrated in the platform. I mean, right now we haven't specifically launched the marketplace yet, as we wanted to wait for that until we have a bit of a more established community, as well as a full communication plan with some bigger artists on board. So that has not been officially released yet. It is possible to mint right now, but therefore, without having a marketplace in place or anything, it's kind of the user's responsibility to fully responsible to sell their own NFTs, which is okay, but we prefer to have an infrastructure for that, where people can come to us and start browsing this music and these visuals as well. So technically it's possible. However, there's not an existing marketplace yet.
So users can currently make their own NFTs and then go ahead and sell them on an existing marketplace. Is that right?
That they could, yeah. I mean, they could sell it on our marketplace, or they can render their piece or screen record it. Some people do that, and then eventually mint it elsewhere. Yeah, that's. I mean, we're okay with that. It's not like it's like it's a bad thing for us.
Yeah, so really building out in the open and kind of just encouraging people to just enjoy this incredible audiovisual experience and tinker and play around with it. But in the future, it's going to be a kind of an end-to-end marketplace. So it's going to be a space where you can mint, check out other people's work, share your work. Is that the vision for Triptcip going forward?
That's the idea. We need to validate this also with our current users, if there's a market for this. And like I said, we're in a bit of an early stage on that perspective. Right now, my business partner is also taking some time off, so we're currently not too focused on that. We know that we have a working product, and our vision here is to have these to connect both visual and music artists with one another and create something epic out of that with the software that we have built. So that is what we support. That's what we stand for, to just create super cool audio visual art. What people do with it, they can decide for themselves. but mainly our NFTs as a utility, as a software license in this case, is the main model that we're going for. So the main revenue model.
And say a word about your previous drops, which did generate some revenue for you, right? So how did those go, and how were they received by the community?
So we started off with our own NFTs back in September. This was before Objects, the other launch. So this was just it was about, I think, 18 NFTs that we did ourselves with our own music and our own visuals, and these were like either like full-length tracks or just loops that we kind of used as a fundraiser. And like surprisingly, we sold out on quite a decent amount as well, just because people believed in what we had. So we had the tech, people had never seen this kind of stuff before, and that was even before we had fully built out the software as well as made it public. So that that went quite well, and from there on we started developing more and more and expanding on ideas on how we can make the software more usable. And then we decided, why not take it public and utilize them as such. So that's what we did. We came up with the NFT, the other NFT drop Objects. We sold about 850, I believe, or 800 something of those. And yeah, that on the other side, we have the artists, curated artist drops as well, of which a few sold. So yeah, I gotta say that we did quite well on all the revenue and the sales and everything, with a very small team as well. We were all super new to this, as everyone is that's building a project right now still. We had no idea about what was going to happen. So yeah, maybe we got lucky by timing this market correctly, because we launched in a decent position as well.
Well,
so, yeah.
You also have a phenomenal product that's just so exciting, from the audiovisual, algorithmic, web browser generated. I mean, what inspires you to kind of push the future of music and the connection between visuals and audio? What's so inspiring to you that you keep improving the product, even though you already have something really cool in hand? I can see you have this drive to keep improving it, keep improving the visual capacities, what the user can do. What's behind all that?
Everything, man. Just a passion for building, first of all. Like, especially Mike and I together were like, he's an old friend of mine, and he's a developer, and he's an amazing developer. He's super good at what he does. And I'm more on the business side and project management side. So together we make a super good team, and we're constantly thinking about, hey, what can we improve? What can be done extra? And sometimes we even go a bit over the top with that and just come up with all these features that somebody might not even use, but it's there and it's useful. So eventually how it went with Void, we built a lot and we kept on expanding, and then it became like an actual software instead of just this simple tool. Reason for that is we want to really emphasize on creators, whether music or visual or whatever, or painters. They can toss in their images of their paintings and start creating cool stuff. And this is just the end results that we've been seeing, even from the community, is what has been pushing us forward. And the reactions from everyone, like, wow, this is mind-blowing. And we were on calls with mega artists in the industry, and they were super excited. So this is an amazing motivation for ourselves to just keep on rolling, and until one of us burns out. And that's kind of what happened.
Well, I can't wait to see what kind of incredible audiovisual experiences are going to be created with Triptcip in 6 months, a year down the line, as this continues to develop, and your users push it forward by exploring and experimenting and trying new stuff out on it. So thank you so much. This is Music NFT News A-Side. I'm with Vince Smolders, the co-founder of Triptcip. Vince, thanks so much for joining us.
No worries, man. Happy to be here.